Hello, YouTubers, friends, compatriots, booters, shills, desolators, peasants, vassals. I want to talk about DARPA again. Of course, I did a video just recently, as promised, about DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency that works for the Defense Department, and they develop all sorts of crazy futuristic technology for the military and the surveillance state. And I know this is probably going to come across as pretty dry today, but I think it's kind of exciting, and I'll try and make it exciting for you. And that's the fact that big data is the technology development for 2012 and going into the future. And of course, I've discussed this on many of my videos about the collection of data on all American citizens, and in fact, all citizens of the globe, through surveillance cameras and collection of data. And of course, this collection of data comes from all sorts of different points. 700 million Facebook users, 250 million Twitter users, 150 million public blogs, 5 billion mobile phones, and then of course all the records that banks keep, all the records that hospitals keep, all the records that insurance companies keep, all the records that corporations, retail, wholesale keep, all the point of sales where you actually do your shopping. All this stuff is collected in computers, and we just have reams and reams of material and information. Of course, in the old days, well, we still have giant government underground bunkers full of files, endless files, and hundreds and billions and millions and trillions of files on paper. So now we've even surpassed that with the amount of electronic data that we're collecting. And so anyway, everybody's got their eye on big data and what can be done with it. And the problem is there's an ability to collect all this massive amount of data, and it continues to grow at an exponential rate. But how do you go through it all and give it meaning? How do you sort through it all? How do you search it all? How do you analyze it all? And that's why sorting through big data is the scientific challenge that's going on right now. And right now it's already a $70 billion a year market, so it's got a pretty sizable chunk of the market right now. And last March, the Obama administration committed $200 million to develop a new big data management technology. And this is in all sectors of the government are working on these technologies, of course, looking for their own applications. And of course, most notable for me and my viewers is the fact that no surprise, the Department of Defense has been working on the sector for a long time already and spends $250 million a year, including $60 million for new research. So already we find this interesting that, of course, Obama committed $200 million a year for big data technology research, and the Pentagon's already spending $250 million a year on new research. So there's $500 million alone that's being shelled out for big data management already by the government. But where it gets interesting for me, of course, is the fact that DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency, has been working on the Mac Daddy of big data sifters, and it's called the X-Data program, and it's a $100 million 4-year effort to, quote, develop computational techniques and software tools for sifting through large structured and unstructured data sets. So this is where it all comes together, and I'm going to try and make this clear, and that is that DARPA is now developing the Rosetta Stone, the technological capability to sift through a staggering amount of collected electronic information from all these surveillance cameras, all the social networks that I already discussed, and all the corporate and government insurance records across the globe. So all that information is available. All of it is being centralized, and now they will have the ability to go through and analyze this material and find meaning thanks to the Department of Defense and DARPA. And to make sure the connection is completely understood, let's remember that the NSA built the Utah Data Center, still under construction, where every single electronic communication in this country and around the globe will be collected. So now DARPA is developing for them the magic key that will unlock all that information they collect at the Utah Data Center. That is my point. There is the payoff. To understand this connection between the NSA Utah Data Center, all the big data that's being collected and surveilled on all Americans by all the social networks and all the corporations and government, now they have a way to handle all that material. So a huge, huge step in my estimation. And we have some private versions of this that have been developed. Of course, Hadoop was developed at Yahoo, and it's a very simple idea. Instead of using one giant computer to sift through the material, you use multiple smaller computers. And all sorts of private systems have been developed. Cloudera, Hortonworks, and all the big tech companies are working on their own technologies and acquiring Hadoop and Hortonworks and all these. And that includes Oracle, Amazon, Microsoft, Facebook, IBM, Hewlett-Packard. So not only are all the corporations that are part of the government-corporate partnership working on these Rosetta Stones to decipher all this data, but now the government's in on it in a big way. And there was a huge step made. There was something called the NGDW, the Next Generation Data Warehouse. And it took those old systems one step further and could sift through material in real time. But the X-Data system that DARPA's work on will be the pinnacle, the great achievement they need to crack that egg, and they will do. And so this is all evolving quickly, like all the technology we have now, and it's hard to put safeguards in, especially when you have corporations and government who are one step ahead on these issues, which include privacy, security, intellectual property. So you know they are going to circumvent our efforts to protect our own rights. So anyway, there's a heads up. DARPA is working on the X-Data program, a Rosetta Stone that will unlock all the information available to the police surveillance state. And they'll be able to take all of this to the next step. I'm a useful idiot. Don't you be one too.